Hi guys, Darrel Smith from South Dakota again. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about my attitude or my induction into the Marine Corps and what it meant to me. I was a football player at a small college, and a couple of my football buddies had been through the program, and they suggested that should try it too. So I went over to the Student Union building, and the recruiter was there. As I approached him, I noticed posters on the wall of ships and airplanes in combat situations. Also saw a picture of a young Marine with a combat uniform and grease paint on his face and a rifle in hand. And the recruiter himself had a whole mass of ribbons on his chest, indicating that he had spent time in many activities in other countries. I just did not register to me. During the induction process there, the recruiter asked if I had any interest in aviation. I wasn't sure about the marine aviation, but I stammered and said, sure. I didn't know it at the time, but I had just chosen my weapon of choice. I just chose to ignore it. Our training was 2 separate periods of 6 weeks each in Quantico, Virginia. During that time, we studied, we worked on physical education, keeping ourselves in shape, combat readiness, rifles, pistols, a lot of stuff that you would use in combat. I just chose not to understand. One day our drill instructor, we were not doing very well in our group that particular day in close order drill. Our drill instructor hauled us to a halt, and in his friendly voice advised us if we didn't get our act together, we would not go back to college. We would be sent directly into combat. I didn't know of any combat that was going on at the time, but I didn't share that with our instructor at that time. I just chose to ignore that. During my flight training, we initially learned just to fly the airplane, and then we gradually learned to use it as a weapon. We dropped bombs, we fired rockets, and we did guns and air-to-air combat. All of that was just ignored. But it finally came to my realization that just about all the training I had done in the Marine Corps was toward warfare and fighting. And I finally realized that with Vietnam War heating up, that I most likely would end up in that war. Well, I finally had to come to face with the fact that that was the case. I was being prepared for war all along. I had orders in hand, and there was no doubt now that I was going to go to Vietnam to fly, so I flew out of Chu Lai, Vietnam. When you join the Marine Corps, you in fact sign a blank check up to and including your life. So anyway, I finally realized without a doubt that it was not if, but when I would actually be in combat. I would guess I was like everybody else. I wondered how I would react in the combat situation. I can report that I flew every mission. Sometimes there was stress and maybe a little fear, but I was not unique. There was a whole bunch of guys that were doing exactly the same thing. Some of them, however, were not as lucky as I, and they did not return to the States. So that's my story, and I appreciate you listening. Thank you very much.